Hi guys, Belfast Hammers here again. Just a few points to say about recent developments at our beloved West Ham. Uh, Things are very bad at the minute. Despite everything that happened at the weekend and so on and so forth, it still all boils down to the move to the stadium. The stadium is a great stadium, not built for football, built for athletics and things like that. And this sort of thrust that you almost had to stick for it. £300 million or something like that was meant to be spent to turn it into a football stadium, and really because it's iconic. Well, something to tell you: Barcelona, Athens, all these other iconic stadiums basically were left alone after their Olympics, and maybe that's a bad thing, but this rush to preserve a legacy which was Usain Bolt and other people, and obviously the great British sort of athletes. Yes, there was a legacy, but that basically has nothing to do with West Ham. So we were torn from our roots with the promise of better things. So 300 million down the drain because it was an icon, and icons come and icons go. These stadiums have, as I say, have their tumbleweed basically running through them now. So I don't see how that was such a big deal, but we are where we are. The stadium cannot be built sort of in a different way. It has to be torn down. I like the stadium. I'm one of those few maybe who don't mind it, maybe according to whatever seat you're in, but the root of the problem is you cannot steward that stadium. It is laid out badly for that. Outside the stadium is wide open spaces that are very hard to police. And this stadium, this sort of season, when they've had these security things going in at the front, slowed everything down, created a bit of a nuisance. But, it's making things... I'm sure the security budget is even more so this season than a previous season. So I'm advocating, after loving the stadium or parts of it, and not going the way of Upton Park was such a beautiful place, but it was our home, that we deserve better than that. Now, let's look at price. Millions upon millions upon millions upon millions upon millions. Yes, that's what it's going to cost. But given the TV deal, and given our club has a net spend of 20 odd million when they moved, how ridiculous is that? Now, really, we need to push the idea that someone out there wants a club of our standing, and wants a club of our history, with the Bobby Moores and the Billy Bonds and the Trevor Brookings, that we can't even get naming rights to that stadium because of the way we are. And that in itself can add up to a sizable amount. So it makes me very angry that we are seen as a second-class club who cannot even sell the naming rights, and the world and his wife can do it. So that really disgusts me. Now, regarding leaving an Olympic stadium, I think, or leaving an athletic stadium, Juve did it, Juventus did it, Bayern Munich did it. In recent times, I think Sevilla and Betis left their stadia, or refused to go in the athletic stadium or something like that, but they had an option and didn't take it. We're not going to get retractable seating. We're not going to get anything like that. So, guys, rather than starting fights among ourselves, we should be pushing for the bulldozers to come in. Now, the owners of the stadium are in great financial trouble anyway, and I do not think, given the long lease, that they can sustain the management. That West Ham only pay £2.5 million or whatever it is. I'm not a figures guy, but it's very small. They can't really sustain their level of involvement from a financial point of view. And I have to say, the thought of Spurs moving into their beautiful stadium, and you have to say, much as we hate them, the mock-ups of them are really good. Moving into a beautiful stadium where we have that thing that we have now, which isn't a bad stadium if you're going to watch Bon Jovi or, sort of top group, Def Leppard or something like that, that's okay. But football, I'm afraid not. So, repeat what I said. People forget about things like policing, safety. Very difficult stadium to police. Let's get behind a movement that, at the very least, gets the retractable seating situation sorted out. Karen says it can't be done, but Karen says a lot of things, and Karen just does what she's told. She's an employee. Okay. Very angry Belfast Hammer. Very, very worried about the club, the future of it. Very, very worried about our fans and how they're portrayed in the media, where a handful of people get a bit worried, and it's portrayed as thugs and hooligans, etc., etc., which is shocking. As I said in a post, if you prod a wounded animal, it fights back. Now, you cannot treat West Ham fans like this anymore, Board. You have to treat us as having a real love for the club. And the real love for the club, the best thing they can do is not treat us as if we are stupid. And that goes for fans, whether they're in London or further afield like myself. I spend an awful lot of money following West Ham. I don't care about the money. If I have the money, I would go every second. But we really need to embrace this. As I said in the post, we employ a couple of things. Employ a czar to strip down the club and put it together again properly, with a guy who properly deals with finances, who properly deals with transfers, etc., etc., who looks after young players, that we either play young players or we don't, that we have our identity is preserved, the West Ham identity, playing football the right way, losing a few games 4-3, yes, but not 7 or 8 defenders, and not a club where youngsters basically have to be the next Ronaldo before they get a chance. So, a very angry Belfast Hammers, as you should know me doing these things. That isn't me, but I have to say, a bit fed up of having every weekend in life ruined by players who don't seem to be trying, not the fans. My heart breaks for the fans, and I think, last thing and not least, we are West Ham, we will prevail. Thank you very much, folks, and sorry for the rant.